and looking ridiculous. Merry Christmas, everybody. You'll be seeing this on Christmas week. I was going to wear the elf hat, but I thought it was way more fitting for Lauren. So I'm going with Santa.
Well, for one thing, because I have the ears already.
Just because of the colors, not because of the ears.
And
definitely not the ears.
B, because I do all the work here. And he gets to reap the benefits.
I get all the glory, yeah, exactly.
I was going to just wear this shirt, gangster rapper.
If I knew,
I
would have worn my ugly sweater if I remembered. Sorry. So what we're going to talk about today is something I have a lot of conversations with a lot of clients about, and I'm sure Lauren would agree to this, is that there's a lot of confusion over exactly how many calories and how many grams of fat, carbohydrates, and protein, the macronutrients, are in food. So I'll have a conversation with somebody and they'll say something like, oh yeah, well, I only had a few almonds, or I only had some of this, I only had some of that, and they'll just essentially roll out a day for them in which we end up letting them know that they've eaten another 500, 600, 700 calories with just a few handfuls here and there, and then trying to draw a comparison to other foods that they could eat that could potentially be the same amount of calories, but way more food volume, which potentially would fill them up more. So Lauren's going to give us a lot of clarification on what foods have how many calories, so you guys have a better idea next time you're just taking a handful of things here and there.
So I try to be as inclusive as possible. So we have some, I think it's important to say that there are nutrient-dense foods, which are typically, pretty high volume, low calorie. There are calorie-dense foods, which are typically a lot smaller portions for a lot of calories, not a lot of value to those. And then there's also kind of a cross between nutrient-dense and calorie-dense foods, things like peanut butter, because there's some good stuff in there, but they can also pack the calories. So we have a nice little setup here, which you can't see right now. We're going to hold, my hat's jingling. We're going to hold them up kind of maybe one or two at a time, depending, and then we'll just show you some comparisons. I have...
Before that, let everyone just see this layout really quick, just so you guys can see what's going on here on this table. So, all this food, all the labels, and probably most importantly, this guy right there.
Should we go over that first so we can...
The white Reese's, yeah, sure.
Okay.
Not waiting 15 minutes for this video to end to eat that.
Okay, so where should we start? Should we start at some snacks maybe?
Absolutely, yeah, so, definitely.
Let me just also say that these are about 200-ish calories. They range anywhere from like 170 to 230, just with getting as close of a portion size as possible. And also when we hold up the little signs, you'll see that there's 3 numbers underneath what the food item is, and the first number, you'll see a P next to it, is how many grams of protein. F is for fat, C is for carbohydrate. So that's for how many grams that they have. That's what the macronutrient breakdown is of the foods.
You know what we should have done is alcohol. Should have alcohol on here too.
Well,
yeah. But essentially 2 shots, right? Right? Like 100 calories per shot?
Each? Yeah. Yeah.
So if you like to take shots in the holiday time, imagine 2 shots is the equivalent to all these other bowls of food.
Yeah, something definitely to consider. Okay, so let's start with a calorie-dense one. All right, so we got our potato chips. Again, about 200 calories. They're my weakness. I can't have these around because I will always, every time, overeat them. So, is this going to be backwards in the video?
No, you're good.
No? Okay. So, here we go. Decent amount of fat in there, a lot of carbs, really no protein, not satiating, hyper-palatable food, very easy to
Who's eating
eat.
just those amount of potato chips in one sitting, by the way?
No one. You eat the bag, man. All in. Just kidding. Don't do that. Next one. So we think healthy option, right? We got some hummus here. I'm thinking it'll stick to the plate if I hold it like that, right? About 200 calories. You can talk as I'm like doing this if you want, so that it's not just me breathing.
Well, as you mentioned hummus, I think like a lot of people will say something like, "Oh, that's healthy,"
right? And
then it's like, what is your perception of healthy? And I think what Laura mentioned before of like, some things have some benefits to them, but that doesn't necessarily correlate them to being good for fat loss.
Absolutely. Health and fat loss are 2 very different things, I think. So generally a good thing. This is one of those nutrient dense and calorie dense foods, especially because that's not a lot of hummus. If you're dipping like pita chips in there, it's really easy to get a lot of calories
chips
in.
plus hummus, that's 400 calories right there. And for me, that's like 6, 7, 8 bites.
Right.
Because I take multiple chips at once.
With the hummus, we're going to go into the carrots because that's a pretty good option. 200 calories. This giant bowl. The bowl is literally the size of like my head, right? And really, how many carrots can you eat before you get sick of them? Like, that's why it's a good snack option because they're crunchy, they're kind of sweet. They got some vitamins and minerals in there, but really, how many can you eat before you just get sick of them? Okay. One of my favorites.
That hurts.
M&M's.
That's 200 calories.
200 calories.
There's probably
35 grams of carbs, 9 grams of fat, very little protein.
There's probably, what would you say, like 30? There's like 30 M&Ms in there, maybe?
Yeah, it ended up being 46 grams. So, yeah, it's not a lot, right?
So if there's like 35 M&Ms in there, that's a carbohydrate per M&M. That's one handful. One handful, 200 calories.
Let's go back to a healthier snack. Tangerines. 5 smallish tangerines. Like literally no fat. A lot of carbs, but that's okay. When you're looking at things that are, micronutrient dense, this has got a lot of good stuff in it. So, a lot of carbs, but a good option, right? This one's going to hurt you a little bit.
Yeah, this is bad.
The peanut butter. Check that out.
So a couple stories about peanut butter. One, good one, is I had, over the course of 5 days, 84 servings of peanut butter one time. That's one of my claims to fame. That's something I don't think many people have done. But there's a 5-day time frame where I had 84 servings of Skippy, crunchy peanut butter, 2 whole jars, 42 servings per jar.
That's a lot.
Since then, I haven't bought peanut butter since that day, and that was about 3.5 years ago. That was the day I decided I will not buy peanut butter ever again.
Because you can't control yourself.
Lost control.
Well, this is a serving size. Like, guys, 200 calories. Look at that.
Yep.
That's literally nothing.
How many times you dip that spoon in there?
Yeah, do you want it?
This times 84 is what I had in 5 days.
And for those of you who say, oh, I get peanut butter and that's protein source. No, it's not. It's a fat source. There's 16 grams of fat in it. It's not a protein source. Do you want this to suck on?
No, I don't eat peanut butter anymore.
You do. You eat Reese's.
I'm allergic.
Allergic. Oh, this was a popular one. Cheese. This
Ouch.
is two ounces of cheese, cheddar cheese. 2 different kinds of cheddar, right? So, some protein, not bad. More fat, 18.5. And guys, these are like estimations, so they're not going to be perfect. No carbs, but not a lot of cheese for 200 calories. That's really easy to eat at parties. One of my favorites, Sour Patch Kids.
I can do without. I'll take the
Really?
peanut butter.
Oh, I like them until they like singe my mouth because of the sugar.
Yeah,
and the
once I get
sour.
started, I will, but that's not tough for me to avoid. The
Yeah.
peanut butter cups, those are tough for me to avoid.
They are. So just check this one out. So there's literally no protein, no fat, 54 carbs, but 48 grams of sugar in this. And sugar is not bad. I'm not demonizing it, but that's a lot of sugar. Now, to touch on that, I went to Trader Joe's for the first time yesterday.
My cousin opened that store, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, look, there's some really good stuff on there, but this is bullshit. Okay,
Hope you don't see this,
Sorry.
Justin. Sorry.
Well, it's Trader Joe's brand too. Sorry. Okay, it's not bullshit. There's some good stuff in here, but if you're looking at the macronutrient breakdown, fat loss is your goal. Look at that: 1 protein, 0 fat, 47 carbs, and 42 grams of sugar.
Ouch. That's healthy, right?
Ouch! Right. Well,
How many of you
yeah.
would have thought, hey, that's healthy.
And wait.
That's good for me.
I had to dump some of it out because the whole bottle was 260 calories. So I dumped it out. Actually, I tried a sip. It was awful.
Yeah,
Eat your fruit and vegetables.
It's about 3-4 sips for me, probably.
Yeah. Protein bar, Cliff protein bar, right? So this is 2/3 of a bar. Pretty popular protein bar, right? Cliff brand. 2/3 of a bar. Almonds. This is the one that gets people all the time. I had a handful of almonds, right?
This week, had that conversation this week with that exact quote. had a handful of almonds.
Oh, that's
a few times
no,
a day.
my clients say that all the time.
Just like that, 600 calories if you had 3 handfuls, essentially.
Yeah, it really could be. And, you know, there's healthy fats and stuff in there, which is cool, but, you know, fat loss all comes down to being in a calorie deficit. I got pretzels, which are, you know, are okay, crunchy, but they don't have a whole lot of anything else in there. 44 grams of carbs in this serving, so, you know, it's not very satiating. There's not much about that.
So I have a theory of pretzels and popcorn that they don't taste that good.
They don't.
But you can't stop eating them.
Sure, because they're salty.
Yeah.
They're,
There you go. But popcorn and pretzels, I don't think taste good, but I can't stop eating once I start.
Oh, well then we can touch
That's
on
a
this
problem.
one next. Have you ever had Pirate's Booty?
No.
Oh, parents out there, Pirate's Booty. Oh wait, hold on. The serving for 200 calories is 2 bowls. So essentially it's like, try it.
It's a good amount of food for 200 calories.
It's not bad, but you'll see it's like air. I could literally eat my weight in Byers Hoodie. It's good stuff. But, I mean, if you're looking for something salty, it's literally like air. Easy to eat the bag. But, you know, you'll get a little more volume, I suppose, than something like pretzels. Serving of pasta. This is like a whole wheat twisty pasta. Twisty. That has since gone cold, so you'll see not, you know, a little protein because I guess it was like a fortified version, but not a lot of pasta. You could easily eat 5-6 times that amount.
200 calories comes fast for pasta. And you think about the average person's dinner bowl of pasta is that times 6, 7, 8.
Exactly, yeah, so that could easily be 1,000 calories. One of my favorites, blueberries. Can't go wrong with blueberries. Look at this bowl. A lot of carbs again, but same thing with the tangerines. Like there's so many, you know, there's fiber, there's vitamins and minerals and antioxidants and all kinds of good stuff in blueberries. So, good choice. A lot of volume, right? I'm a volume eater, so, except when it comes to these. Oh my God.
I'll have one, gladly.
He's breaking his fast.
Now there's I've been off for about a week and a half now. Now there's a difference between the white chocolate ones and then I believe they call the other ones cream something. And those ones are amazing.
There's another one over there too if you want it.
After the camera. No, I don't
Give it to me. It's bulking season.
Amazing.
I want to be thick with 2 C's and maybe a Q. Handed over.
And you could finish all this food. But yeah, that's incredibly eye-opening to think that each of those bowls. So to be polite, I had that Reese's tree and broke it in half and had 2 separate bites. But there's scenarios in which literally one bite, at least for me, it could literally be one bite or one mouthful of this food.
The cookie
is like 200 calories. I could easily go 2 at a time on this.
Yeah, that was like 190 calories, I believe.
Meanwhile, this would take me 10 minutes to eat.
Yeah.
Because it'll take me more handfuls. I won't be like addicted to the flavor as I'm eating it and like nonstop shoving more in my mouth before I even finish chewing the previous bite. Mm-hmm. And this guy right here, carrots and blueberries. Like this is what I need more of in my life.
I think we all do. More of that, not so much more of this.
Yeah,
right?
this is hurtful.
This is basically a sugar sweetened beverage.
Yeah, like I know what I'm doing if I eat this and peanut butter cups and M&Ms. Stuff like this, that just makes no sense to me. Just for the flavor, for the taste, for how happy it makes me, not worth the calories. And I think the same thing applies for pretzels and the popcorn and even a couple other things that are out here. That it's like, if I'm going to have 200 calories, I should probably do this. But if I want something that tastes really good, I'm probably going to have the handful of M&Ms. I don't want 2 handfuls of pretzels. Or even this, to be honest with you. So,
doesn't do it for you. Everybody's individual, so you'll know what works best for you. But focus on fruits and vegetables, guys. And you'd be surprised how satisfied you can be eating things like that instead.
Yeah. Once you start, you feel better about yourself, and you can eat more, and then you hopefully carry out that behavior. Yep. But yeah, I think the end game goal is like if you can eat this instead of this, same calories, way more full. Yeah, all right, that's it for our Christmas edition, I guess, of this nutrition questionnaire. So if you guys have more questions, ask. We'll bring it up next week. in next week's meeting, and we'll see you then.
Okay, bye.